You learn very early that no one is coming. You're the kid packing your own lunch, figuring out homework alone at the kitchen table, listening carefully to the mood in the house before you speak. You become quiet, observant, self-reliant. But somewhere along the way, someone told you that this made you cold, distant, or emotionally guarded. Maybe you even believed it. Maybe you think you're too independent, too hard to love, too used to doing everything alone. But here's the part no one tells you. The traits you developed while raising yourself aren't emotional damage. They're advanced survival software. And in the world we're living in now, those traits might be your greatest advantage. People who raise themselves develop something psychologists call adaptive autonomy. It means you learn to become your own source of stability when stability wasn't available. Instead of growing inside a carefully protected greenhouse, you grew like a tree in the wild. Wind-tested, weather-shaped, roots forced to grow deep. And while others were taught dependence, you built internal infrastructure, decision-making, emotional scanning, self-correction. Not because you wanted to, but because you had to. Society sells a very specific story about childhood, that healthy people grow up in perfect emotional environments, with guidance, reassurance, and support at every step. And if you didn't have that, the narrative says you're behind. Like life is a race where everyone else started with a map, while you were dropped in the forest alone. But here's the truth. You didn't grow up without tools. You built your own. Where others were taught stability, you developed situational awareness. Where others were protected from problems, you became a problem solver. Your instincts weren't dysfunction. They were intelligent adaptation. Psychology calls this hyper-independence combined with pattern recognition. When you raise yourself, your brain becomes extremely good at reading environments. Tone of voice, body language, tiny emotional shifts. Because as a kid, your safety often depended on detecting problems early. This creates something powerful. You become someone who can enter chaos and organize it. Think about the entrepreneur who grew up solving problems alone, or the leader who can walk into a tense room and instantly understand the dynamics. Their advantage isn't luck. It's a brain trained by necessity to adapt fast and think independently. Your childhood didn't just shape you, it trained you. But there's a trap that people who raise themselves fall into. If you're used to surviving alone, you might believe you have to keep doing everything alone. And that can create exhaustion. Not because you're incapable, but because you're carrying responsibilities that were never meant to be yours forever. The solution isn't abandoning your independence, it's upgrading it. Think of it as shifting from survival independence to strategic independence. One anonymous founder described it like this. Growing up, he solved every problem alone. But when he built his company, he realized something. His real skill wasn't doing everything. It was seeing problems before anyone else did. So instead of carrying the entire load, he built systems and teams that executed his vision. He stopped being the survivor and became the architect. In biology, organisms that survive harsh environments often develop adaptive advantages, stronger immune systems, greater resilience, faster response mechanisms. Human psychology works the same way. The traits you built while raising yourself, self-reliance, emotional awareness, strategic thinking, those aren't weaknesses. They're future-proofing. In uncertain times, the people who thrive aren't the most protected. They're the ones who know how to adapt. And adaptation is something you've been practicing your entire life. So stop apologizing for being the person who learned to stand on their own early. Stop shrinking your independence to make others comfortable. You didn't grow up wrong. You grew up differently trained. And sometimes the people who raise themselves become the ones capable of building entire worlds later. If this resonated with you, comment "self-raised" below. Because the truth is, you're not broken. You're built differently.